Hi, this is Usman. Welcome to Usman Physics.
Welcome to second part of the video on refraction of light on plane surfaces. In this video, I am going to explain top 10 model questions in this chapter which are very important to face PolyCET and IIIT entrance examinations. Please share, like and subscribe my channel before watching this video. Let us see the first question. Mirage and looming are due to reflection, refraction, diffraction and total internal reflection. And as already we have discussed that the effects of total internal reflection, that is the brilliance of diamonds, that is the shining of diamonds and formation of mirages and working of optical fibers, and also looming, which is seen in cold countries. Mirages, it is an illusion effect which is seen at hot places, and looming, it is also optical illusion which is seen in cold places or cold regions. So all these are the effects of total internal reflection, but not of reflection, refraction and diffraction. So the answer for this question is total internal reflection. Let us see second question. If the critical angle for total internal reflection from a medium to vacuum is 30 degrees, the velocity of light in the medium is. Four options are given. How to find the solution for this problem? So let us see what is given in the problem first. So the light is going from one medium to another medium. So this is a vacuum, and this is the medium of some refractive index. We don't know, we have to find this. So critical angle is given as 30 degrees. So for critical angle, the angle of refraction, it is 90 degrees. Let the refractive index of this medium be, let it be n, and for vacuum we know refractive index as 1. So by applying Snell's law, n1 sin I is equal to n2 sin r. So n1 refractive index of this medium, that is first medium, that is n, and angle of incidence, that is a critical angle. So I will write C is equal to refractive index of second medium, that is vacuum. I will write 1, and angle of refraction, that is 90 degrees. So sin 90. So n sin C. Sin C means critical angle. It is given as 30 degrees. So I will write sin 30 degrees is equal to sin 90 value is 1. So this total value becomes 1. So n is equal to 1 by sin 30. Sin 30 degrees we know 1 by 2. So finally we get refractive index as 2. So now we have to find what is the velocity of light in this medium. So we know the formula for absolute refractive index, n is equal to C by V. So from this, velocity V can be found by taking the ratio of C by n, where C is the velocity of light in air or vacuum, that is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Refractive index we got 2. So by simplifying this value, we get velocity of light in the medium as 1.5 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So B is the correct answer for this question. So let us see next question. The refractive index of water is 4 by 3 and for glass is 3 by 2 with respect to air. The refractive index of glass with respect to water is. So let us write what is given in the problem. Refractive index of water, it is given as 4 by 3, and refractive index of glass, it is given as 3 by 2. And these refractive indices, they are with respect to air. That's why these are absolute refractive indices of water and glass. Now he is asking us to find refractive index of glass with respect to water. So refractive index of glass with respect to water, it is found by the ratio of refractive index of glass by refractive index of water, and this is similar to the formula of relative refractive index, that is refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium it can be found by taking the ratio of refractive index of second medium and refractive index of first medium. So same model we are applying here. So now how to find refractive index of glass with respect to water is by taking this formula, that is refractive index of glass, that is 3/2 divided by refractive index of water, that is how much, 4/3. So if we simplify, we get 3/2 into 3/4, that is 9/8. So refractive index of glass with respect to water is 9/8. Let us move to next question. A ray of light is traveling from glass to diamond. The speed of light in diamond is likely to be more, less, remain same, or we can't say. So here glass to diamond, light is traveling from glass to diamond, and we know refractive index of glass is 1.52 and refractive index of diamond it is 2.42. That means if we compare the refractive indices of glass and diamond, it is a rarer medium when compared to diamond, it is a denser medium. So now the light it is traveling from glass to diamond. That means the light it is traveling from rarer to denser medium. So when the light travels from rarer to denser, it bends towards the normal. And see, this is denser medium, this is rarer medium, and we know that in denser medium the speed of the light will be less. If V1 is the velocity of light in glass and V2 is the velocity of light in diamond, here V1 will be greater than V2. That means when light enters from glass to diamond, the speed of the light in diamond it is less than the speed of the light in glass. That means when the light enters diamond, its speed decreases. So the speed of light in diamond is likely to be less when it is traveling from glass to diamond. So the correct answer for this question is B. Let us move to next question. A coin is placed at a depth of 15 centimeters in a beaker containing water. The refractive index of water is 4/3. Calculate height through which image of coin is raised. And the answers are given there. We have to find the correct answer. And how to find the correct answer? Let us see the solution. So let us analyze first what is given in the problem. There is a glass beaker in which the beaker is filled with water, and here one coin is placed, and the depth of this water it is 15 centimeters. So due to the effect of refraction, the coin appears to be somewhere here due to refraction, and this is known as apparent depth. Now we have to find how far the image of the coin has raised. So we know the formula, refractive index is equal to real depth by apparent depth. Now refractive index of water it is given as 4/3. Real depth of the coin, that means this is the real depth, it is 15 centimeters below the surface of the water. So real depth it is 15 by apparent depth. We don't know this apparent depth. So this is apparent depth. We don't know this value. So let it be apparent depth like this only. That implies apparent depth is equal to 15 into 3/4. So if we calculate this, we get apparent depth as 11.25 centimeters. So this is apparent depth. This is 11.25 centimeters. Now we have to find up to what height the coin has raised. So that can be calculated by subtracting 11.25 from real depth. So 15 minus 11.25 is subtract, then we get 3.75 centimeters. So 3.75 centimeters, the height of the coin has been raised. So answer A, that is 3.75 is the correct answer for this question. Let us move to next question. Four optical media P, Q, R and S have refractive index as 1.54, 1.33, 1.78 and 1.0003 respectively. The light will travel slower in. So in which medium the speed of the light is less, we have to find. So we know the formula, absolute refractive index N is equal to C by V. See, this N and V, they are inversely proportional. If N value is more, speed of the light in that medium will be less. So according to the data given here, R medium, its refractive index is 1.78, which is higher of all the values. So in this medium, the speed of the light will be slower in R medium. So this will be the answer for this question. Let us move to next question. If refractive index of diamond for light going from air to diamond be 2.42, what will be the refractive index for light going from diamond to air? So this is nothing but related to principle of reversibility. So what is principle of reversibility? The refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is the reciprocal of the refractive index of first medium with respect to second medium. So this is a refractive index for light going from air to diamond, and this is nothing but it is a refractive index of light going from diamond to air. So this value is given, we have to find this value. So 2.42 is a refractive index of light going from air to diamond. So 1 by, so this value we don't know, we have to find this value. This is the refractive index of light going from diamond to air. So that implies N12 is equal to 1 by 2.42. If you simplify this, we get 0.41. So the refractive index for light going from diamond to air, it is 0.41. So this will be the correct answer for this question. Let us move to next question. If a ray of light passes from medium 1 to medium 2 without any change in direction, then which of the following is true? N1 greater than N2, N1 less than N2, N1 is equal to N2, V1 is less than V2. Here N is the refractive index of the medium and V with the velocity. Now if we observe the phenomenon of refraction once, where this is a medium 1, it is rarer medium, medium 2, if it is a denser medium. So when light travels from one medium to another medium whose refractive indices are different, then the light ray bends and it travels, and we know this is the refraction. So when both the mediums having different refractive indices, then only we can see the effect of refraction. For example, if two media will be having the same refractive indices values, then there won't be any refraction. That means if refraction has to occur, both the media should have different refractive indices values. If both the media having the same refractive indices values, then the light ray which passes from medium 1 to medium 2, it will not change the direction. So if light does not change the direction, then velocity will be constant, and both the media will have same refractive index. So all the given options are wrong except this. So this is the correct answer for this question. Let us move to next question. The angle of deviation produced by glass slab is 0 degrees, 20 degrees, 90 degrees and 45 degrees. So let us see first what happens when a light ray enters into a glass slab. So this is the glass slab having 4 sides, so A, B, C, D. Now this is the normal to this surface AB. Now if a ray of light, if it is incident on a glass slab with certain angle of incidence, so due to the refraction, the light ray refracts in this way, and after that again it emerges out. So let this be the normal here. Now this is the emergent ray and this is the incident ray. So if the glass slab, if it is not present here, then light ray would have take this path. This is the actual path of the light ray. This is the actual path. This is the path because of refraction. So if glass slab is not present, light ray has to travel in this direction. Because of the presence of glass slab, the light ray has refracted and it is traveling in this direction. So this is the emergent ray, this is the incident ray. So angle of deviation, that means this incident ray, how much it is deviated. This is the actual incident ray. For this ray, how much it is deviated. By seeing this, we can say these two are parallel lines. And between parallel lines, the angle will be always 0 degrees. So the deviation produced by glass slab, it is nothing but 0 degrees. So option A will be the correct answer for this question. Now let us move to last question of this video. Which of the following is Snell's law? So 4 options are given, and how to find what is the correct form of Snell's law. For that you should know actually what is Snell's law, what is the equation of Snell's law. N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R, and this can be written as sin I by sin R is equal to N2 by N1. So now you have to match whether this equation is present or not in the given options. So sin I by sin R, so nowhere it is there, but it is given as reciprocal. So we can write the formula as like this also. Sin R by sin I is equal to N1 by N2. So this matches with the option number B, that is N1 by N2 is equal to sin R by sin I. So this is called Snell's law in the given option. So option B is the correct answer.